All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about a reaction that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s team had to claims surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis, and once again, proving why Roger Mayweather said some of y'all don't know SHIT about boxing. Because the double standards and the silliness out there is just overwhelming. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where Gervonta Tank Davis has said some things this week about not coming back to fight at all, potentially, because the judge in his case had are causing him problems. He also made some statements I think were directed at Raymond Murtala, the top rank 135 pounder that people are saying is one of the best guys in that division. Basically saying, man, the dude is ASS. So Gervonta's being more active. We got other big fights coming up in that division, specifically Shakur Stevenson fighting Edwin De Los Santos for the WBC title. At 140, you have Devin Haney fighting Regis Prograis. And so, of course, since the lightweights and the 140-pound division is active right now, people are keeping and saying things about Gervonta Davis and who he's going to fight next and how he's ducking and has never fought. He's ducking Devin Haney. He's ducking Shakur Stevenson. He'll never fight any of the top guys. All he ever wants to do is give people fights that nobody wants to see. And Leonard Ellerbe responded to that in a very short note to on a tweet. And just like a lot of, very good writers and people that are skilled at communication because they understand what's going on and what they're trying to communicate, he did need a lot of words to do it, which was like basically saying this is why you don't have to listen to or pay attention to these trolls, because the things that they say are on their face ridiculous. And I'm going to explain why in this video, because this is it's just rampant in boxing right now. And seeing as there's not a whole lot to talk about until these fights take place, it's a very good time, I think, to review this and pay attention to how it's happened in the past and how more than likely it's going to continue in the future and continue to have people act as if boxing is losing even though it's winning. Now, before I get into the details of it, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. But let me ask you a question. How do you know if somebody is giving customers what they want? How do you know that? You know it because people are buying it. That's one of the major ways to know that somebody is giving you what you actually want and what consumers really want. How do you know if somebody is not giving them something that they want? They don't buy it. So there's all this talk around all of the fights and the great fights Devin Haney is making, and all the things that Tyson Fury was doing, and how the biggest names in boxing now Tyson Fury is and Ngannou is now the face of boxing and all of that, right? So, and when they talk about Gervonta Davis, they say Gervonta Davis is not fighting anybody. He's not doing anything. Well, considering what I just said, which is how asked, and the obvious answer to the question I asked, which is How do you know if somebody is giving people what they want? You know it because people buy it. How can you say that Gervonta Davis is the one not giving boxing fans what they want, but the other people who are not selling tickets and not having people go to their fights or watching their fights are giving people what they actually want? It's oxymoron. It's absolutely backwards. It's ASS backwards. If you have a fighter where people are not interested in watching him fight, he is not providing boxing fans with what they want. Now, I posit to you that Leonard Ellerbe has been saying this for a while, that how can you continue to tell people that Gervonta Davis is not giving people the fights that they want to see when his fights are selling out and your fights are not? There is a metric that you use to decide whether or not fans are liking what you're providing, and it's the amount of money that they pay and they feed into the event. Fans. Now, people can say, well, Tyson Fury got paid $60 million. Yeah, sure he did. But let's say it's true, which I don't believe it is. $60 million to fight Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. That's not the fans. That is the Saudi royal family coming off that money for marketing purposes. They are just giving people a free, and they didn't even give them a free show. They charged it. When they did charge American fight fans to it, they did less than 60,000 people bought it. So the idea, and then we'll go to the pay-per-view that is about to happen with Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney's about to have a pay-per-view, and I guarantee you that pay-per-view is not going to be doing 150,000. If it does 150,000 pay-per-views, I will be absolutely positively shocked. If it does 200,000, I will be amazed. Okay, it's not going to do what Gervonta Davis is going to do no matter who he fights next. The challenge that is out there in boxing is for these other guys to do the things necessary to generate the interest for them in a fight, so that then they can get provided the fight with Gervonta Davis or somebody else to make these big events, right? And it's not just wishful, it's the guy that's selling the tickets fault. It's the guy that everybody wants to see's fault that these other fights are not getting made, especially when you have people that are saying that they're getting as much money for Gervonta as Gervonta is getting paid for fighting people in pay-per-views that don't sell. Where you have, and this is really ironic for me, because if you had listened to and paid attention to what people criticized the PBC for years, they had criticized the PBC for overpaying fighters. Well, now you got Gervonta Davis, who is pretty much earning every bit of money that he's getting. He's earning by selling the pay-per-views, selling the tickets. And you have people claiming that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, Devin's making $6 million a fight. Shakur Stevenson's making $3-4 million a fight. Well, in order for these guys to fight Gervonta under the model that Gervonta fights under, where he eats what he kills, they're not going to be able to get that budget money that is being paid out by ESPN or the budget money that's being paid by DAZN. So what are they going to have to do? Those two guys are going to have to fight each other and create a big event and get people excited about the winner of that fight. But the fact of the matter is that those guys don't want to, either they don't want to do it or they're unable to do it, but they have not done it. And it's their responsibility to do it if they are really going to generate the interest that boxing fans claim that they claim that is already there for the Gervonta Davis fight. Gervonta doesn't have to do anything but continue to do what he's doing as far as providing boxing fans what boxing fans want. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the ticket sales. The proof is in the pay-per-view sales. That's the proof that he's doing in giving people fights that they want to see. Even if you keep saying, well, he keeps fighting these Spanish fighters, these fighters with Spanish last names that fight in a certain way, in a certain style. Well, guess what? People want to see those fights. The people that have Spanish last names that support those flat-footed fighters are paying the money to see Gervonta Davis fight him. Meanwhile, you have guys that are literally standing in the way of and supporting Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson not fighting based off any cockamamie excuse that may pour out of the pie hole of either one of them. So nah, dude, I gotta ride with Leonard Ellerbe on this one, man. You can't be Gervonta's not fighting this, Gervonta's not fighting this when these guys aren't doing the things necessary to make the fight worthwhile for Gervonta financially or viable for any promotional company to put it on, considering the financial demands that those fighters are going to have. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.